pulling out all the stops. Every bout is going to be a knockdown, drag out, no holds barred, fight of a lifetime. And with that, we welcome you to BattleBots. I'm Chris Rose, and talk about drag out. That's what they had to do with a few of his opponents in the octagon. UFC legend and my ride or die, Kenny Florian.
I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I'll take it.
Yeah, me neither, but my son says it all the time. So, what I do know is that it's do or die for the bots on tonight's fight card. It's the end of the regular season. This is their last chance to make their case to the matchmakers for a spot in the 2019 BattleBots World Championship.
Forget what your record is. Don't worry about tomorrow. Whether you're looking to impress or hoping to play spoiler, this is it.
Just look at the clash of the Titans in tonight's main event. The head-to-head showdown of the big flippers. Bronco versus Hydra. Bronco, the longtime flip master general, finds itself against the ropes at 0-3. But as we know, Bronco's always a single flip from upending the competition. They'll face the ultimate contender for the bot flipping crown, Hydra, which is undefeated at 3-0. No matter what, Kenny, it's definitely going to be a toss-up. And also, the British bad boy, Monsoon, trying to resurge after two shocking losses. They face a must-win and a you-must-be-kidding-right matchup. Two-time giant nut winner, Bite Force. That's right, Monsoon's got to take down the reigning champ for any chance to advance.
Next, it's the fiery forklift free shipping. Gary Jin is 1-2 with a big upset of Bronco, and tonight they're planning a diabolical delivery for the undefeated Elaine Wu and Railgun Max. And to start us off, young hotshot Will Bales and Hypershock at 2-1 get a shot to impress the selection gods after a brutally awesome loss to Bite Force. He's facing a 1-2 bot going for broke tonight, Breakerbox, captained by the legendary Jim Smentowski.
So we're kicking off an unbelievable night with a bang. Farouk, get in here and do y'all thing.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, it's the bottage with the wattage. It puts the Volt in revolt. And inside the box, it'll give you a jolt. Moves like lightning and claps back like thunder. Hope it doesn't tear you asunder. It's Breakerbox!
Breakerbox checks in at 1-2 with a decision over Falcon. Got knocked out by Uppercut and Bloodsport. Kenny, tell us about this configuration.
Jim's going with his titanium bulldozer plow here, as well as that mini-bot hacker, which can reportedly spit flames. It hasn't worked in his last 3 fights, so we shall see.
In the blue square, it's the fastest in the battle box. So fast, you can call it Usain Bot. Hope you can handle the speed, man. You're never gonna catch it, because it's Jamaican you die. It's Hypershock!
Hypershock, a team full of millennials, as you can clearly see. What do you want to bet they're all texting each other?
Oh, that group chat is probably lit, as the kids might say.
Ah, Kenny, you are the coolest guy I know.
It's going to be tough to outdrive Will. He's a real good driver and a really fast robot. I just want to be able to push him around as much as I can, maybe flip him over. I've heard he has a kind of a slow self-righting mechanism, so I want to be able to take advantage of that if he gets upside down. I'm going to give it my all.
We're going with the 2-disc configuration this time. We've run with the single disc thus far just because it's been a lot of scary weapons. But with Breakerbox, we can kind of get away with the heavier weapon, do a little bit more damage, rip some parts off. I don't need to do a box rush. I'll probably like go off to the side and spin up a little bit and then go for it. So we're hoping that we can get an easy win and just slide right into the top 16.
Hypershock versus Breakerbox. Will Bales is looking for one more win to impress the selection committee, but Jim Smentowski has a chance to turn this season into a nightmare for Hypershock.
Red team ready. Blue team ready.
Will Bales getting that vertical disc spinner up to speed, getting taken for a ride by Breakerbox early.
Yeah, Breakerbox able to get it off with that plow.
Oh, but it looked like Breakerbox. Oh, no!
Perfect timing.
Oh! Are you kidding me? Again! Will Bales says, hey, old man, I'm about to take you out of here in the early going.
He played rope-a-dope for like 10 seconds. But look at this, is the primary weapon shut down, or is there a problem with it in Hypershock?
We'll have to keep an eye, but right now he's trying to get Breakerbox out of the arena. And it looks like, Hypershock, remember he told us he was having trouble with the self-righting mechanism. Can he get back over? Right now, Breakerbox is the one taking Hypershock for a spin.
Uh-oh, this could be a problem here.
But it's crazy, he can actually drive upside down with just 2 wheels.
This is an opening for Breakerbox. Oh, getting the shot there. But with all that damage, can he take advantage?
Hypershock desperately trying to flip back over, trying to use the screws to his advantage. Now can he get off of him? And here comes the mini-bot. Oh, there's the fire!
Hacker getting involved with that flame. Well done there, little guy.
Thanks so much, Kenny. I really appreciate it.
It has a voice? Oh, that's you.
And Kenny, it looks like Hypershock's weapon is spinning again. Will Bales charging across the floor, trying to get a hit on Breakerbox.
Oh, and you can see some big-time damage to Breakerbox as it's struggling in the battle box itself.
And Hypershock's disc loses power once again. Will Bales is trying to do whatever he can to get back over, and now it looks like he's stuck in the kill saw opening. This could be brutal.
Yeah, we're stuck on the floor.
Is he going to start looking at a countdown? Oh, he gets off with the aid of Breakerbox. Tremendous BattleBot sportsmanship there.
He got hit.
He's stuck again. Oh, and look at the little guy. He actually helped him out. Breakerbox could have let Hypershock die, but he chose to keep the fight going. Unbelievable. Now there's a minute to go. Will Bales trying to do whatever he can once again to flip his bot back over as he's been driving inverted for a while. Neither bot able to do a whole lot right now other than just kind of drive around aimlessly.
Time is running out for Breakerbox to score some points, Chris.
Get some flames going, Clay. Make it look good.
Yeah, poor Hypershock upside down. We talked about his struggles with the self-righting mechanism. That is confirmed.
Well, we have a smoke job right now inside of Breakerbox as well, as it's just kind of doing donuts.
Yeah, Breakerbox just crab walking right now, Chris. They could get counted out here if they don't show some movement.
10, 9.
There's a countdown going on against Breakerbox. With 10 seconds left on the clock, can Breakerbox move? It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
That's a knockout.
Wow. And with mere seconds to go, Breakerbox is knocked out. Will Bales, the South Beach spinner, breathes a sigh of relief. Kenny, the first 45 seconds, it was all good for Hypershock. He was just tossing Breakerbox wherever he wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. Some brutal shots to start this fight. Amazing timing, excellent driving as we expected from Hypershock. You see there, the speed just way too much for Breakerbox. They didn't even know where those hits were coming from. I think those eyes on the front went cross-eyed.
And then some old gremlins came back to haunt Will Bales. He knew his self-righter wasn't working, and he spent half the fight just trying to get flipped back over. And right here, I couldn't believe this. Hypershock is caught in the kill saw, but the old crafty veteran gives the young gun a helping hand.
Yeah, Will Bales should count himself lucky there, but Hypershock, they've got some things to work on before the tournament. All right, I'm here with the successful Will Bales and Team Hypershock. You got it done
Came down to the wire. It was a knockout, but I'm sure you're a little bit disappointed with the performance of Hypershock.
Yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I mean, we'll take the win, obviously, but the self-rider wasn't working going in. We knew that. We knew it was a risk against Jim. I mean, it's Breakerbox, so that's what he does. He'd flip us over, and he did it perfectly. So we'll have to go back and get everything fixed.
And the majority of the fight, you were upside down. How dizzy are you?
It was a little backwards, so maybe I'll just walk backwards to the pits, if that's okay with you.
Listen, at the end of the day, you're still 3-1. That's very impressive. You've had some amazing fights here in the BattleBox. Can you fix that self-righting mechanism?
We should be able to, yeah.
And excellent sportsmanship there by Jim Smentowski as well.
Absolutely. Jim's one of the best, if not the best.
Thank you, man. Speaking of which, the sportsman, Jim Smentowski, you threw him a bone there a little bit. You didn't want to win that way. You helped him out.
It's a tough loss.
You've had some struggles this season, obviously. How would you assess the performance of your bot overall?
Needs some work. Needs some work. I'm happy with the overall design of the robot, but it definitely has some older components in it that probably need to be replaced, and hopefully I can come back again.
And I'm curious, would you bring Breakerbox back, or would you potentially bring a reboot of Nightmare?
There is a plan for a new Nightmare, so we'll see.
That's very good news for all the BattleBots fans out there. Jim, thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
Kenny, Hypershock just got a gift there. Will Bales was stuck in the kill saw opening not once, but twice. And Jim Smentowski, who's really been hurting for a win, got only one this year, he could have stepped away and said, hey, listen, that's your fault, right?
Huge props to Jim Smentowski for giving him those assists there. He said, you know what, I don't want to win that way. Help you out.
At 3-1, Hypershock a lock for the round of 16, in your opinion?
Oh, without a doubt, absolutely.
All right, coming up, Yeti and Tantrum are about to trade snows and blows inside the box. And later tonight, in the main event, Bronco has been the most dominant flipper since the tech bubble burst. But Hydra's new tech could turn the market upside down. That's all coming your way on BattleBots Fight Night. We are back on BattleBots, and up next, a battle of a pair of 2-1 teams. And let's start with Yeti and Greg Gibson. He lost his season opener, since then has rebounded for back-to-back wins. I saw him in the pits earlier today. I said, listen, dude, you get to 3-1, you feeling pretty good? He said, listen, Chris, Yeti is firing on all cylinders right now. We're not going to let up, and we're feeling good about getting a third win.
Yeah, I think that they've found their groove now. The bot is working very well, and he's gone back to that old school style of just savagery out there.
He's taken on Aaron Hill and Tantrum, who have that puncher weapon we've seen a few times already this year. It's a vertical spinner that slides forward to punch the opponent. And I asked him on a scale of 1 to 10 how effective it's been. He said, maybe a 2.
Yeah, and I agree with him. It just hasn't been doing enough damage. We'll see what they have in store for this one. Yeti has that monster drum, but it isn't heavily armored. Anything can happen inside the box.
It's going to be a whole lot of fun. Let's check it out. Farouk.
In the red square, from the frozen north, he's madder than a Matterhorn and will send you flying airborne. Then pop you like a bag of popcorn. Make some noise for Orville Schredenbacher. Yeti!
Yeti's coming off a knockout of Rainbow in just 46 seconds. What's Greg Gibson's strategy for this one?
They look at Tantrum and they say, well, they have a fist, we have a face. My face will beat up their fist.
In the blue square, this bot never quits and it throws giant fits. It'll scream and hit the floor like a 6-year-old in a toy store. But mommy, mommy, I want more. It's Tantrum!
Kenny, Tantrum is 2-1, coming off a tough loss to Skorpios. How do they avoid getting overwhelmed by Yeti here?
Listen, good luck slowing down Yeti. That's a losing battle, so Tantrum needs to use Yeti's momentum against them and do everything they can to get underneath and hope that puncher does some damage.
There's two main things to worry about with Tantrum. First is it's really, really well armored. We could spend 3 minutes hitting it and we're not going to kill it. Second is its weapon is right on top where we tend to go, and we're not really armored underneath. I need to maybe have a little restraint, but it's not going to happen. Yeti strategy is what it always is. Aim, forward, attack, chaos.
From what I can tell, Yeti tends to go for the reckless charge. So essentially, we're just gonna have to outpace and get around to sides, etc., and stay out of the way of that direct charge. We're expecting them to be on top of us a lot, which in this case is good. It's where our weapon's at. So if they're on top of us, they come down on that weapon. Yeti's smash is probably pretty strong, but punch should be a little more accurate.
All right, Kenny, Yeti looking to solidify their tournament position, and Tantrum just hoping to prove that their weapon works.
On paper, Yeti is the clear favorite here, but we've seen some crazy upsets this year, Chris. You just heard Greg. Against a heavily armored bot like Tantrum, his smash style might not work, but I wouldn't bet on Greg Gibson to switch it up.
Let the bot battle begin. Yeti spinning up that 50-pound drum, chasing after Tantrum. Oh no, Tantrum lost the fist already.
Yeah, so he definitely won that battle face versus fist. Let's see if he can finish off Tantrum here. Well, lucky for Tantrum, he's definitely lower than Yeti.
Yes, and that is a problem for Greg Gibson's bot, at least to this point. Just more little bites than anything else.
Yeah, I wonder if Yeti's better off attacking Tantrum from the back. Let's see if he can do that.
I think he's trying to get there, Kenny, but the driving of Tantrum is not allowing it.
I can't believe what I'm seeing, but it looks like Yeti is actually holding back, picking his shots without driving over the top of Tantrum.
Oh, this is
Yeti trying to finish him up over here in our corner.
Yeah. He's just taking some bits and pieces. Where'd that thing end up?
Oh, and the pulverizer getting involved now.
Yeah, and something is smoking now a little bit.
This isn't the Yeti we're used to, but he is dominating right now.
Still alive?
Well, Tantrum's having all sorts of drive issues. Of course, it was already a wheel down. Oh!
There's the trucks.
Yeti just flew that thing all the way across the box from one corner to another. More sparks. Well, Greg Gibson and Yeti have had enough of this little show. It's time to put this Tantrum to sleep. The crowd cheering him on. Someone throw in the towel, please. Here comes the countdown, and it is over. Tantrum in the corner like a mangled toaster as Yeti moves to 3 and 1.
That's a knockout.
Tantrum just getting bullied by Yeti repeatedly here.
Talk about a dominant fight. Yeti in control from the onset, Kenny.
Yeah, absolutely. It was all Yeti all the time. I was really impressed with Greg Gibson. He was patient, wasn't more aggressive than he needed to be. He just pointed that weapon at Tantrum like a slow-moving steamroller and let it do the dirty work.
And without Yeti smashing everything in sight, Tantrum just couldn't get anything going.
That's right, Greg was a little more Bruce Banner than the Hulk in this one. Ended the fight without a scratch. That's a good way to finish the regular season.
All right, I'm here with Greg Gibson of Team Yeti. 3-1 right now. Your chances of getting to the postseason looking pretty strong.
Yeah, feeling pretty good. I mean, we got a loss against Bite Force leading off the tournament, but since then, 3 wins, so we're in a good spot.
Give us a breakdown of this fight.
I knew they'd be well armored. I knew they'd survive, so I was actually trying to hold back and not blow everything I had in the first minute. And, you know, lo and behold, yeah, they can survive everything I threw at them.
Greg, it's been a great season for Team Yeti. We hope to see more smash.
More smash, I promise.
All right.
So, Kenny, Tantrum ends their season on a down note, finishing with a record of 2-2. Yeti improves to 3-1. It has to be tournament bound, certainly in our opinion.
Yes.
How far can this thing go? I think it is primed and ready for a deep run.
I agree. Listen, it's only losses to Bite Force, the defending world champion. I think this is a bot that also is driving better now. It's working better now. I think Yeti is one of those dark horses that could go very far.
And let's remember that opening match loss, he went the full 3 minutes. It wasn't like Greg Gibson's bot got KO'd. Up next, two Predators face off in the box. It's Copperhead versus Warhawk. That's coming your way on BattleBots Fight Night. We are back on BattleBots one final time for all these bot builders to impress the matchmakers. And up next, we've got Copperhead versus Warhawk. But first, Jenny Taft is back in the pits with Jake Ewart getting ready for tonight's main event.
Hydra going up against Bronco.
It's the reigning champ Flipper against the new and upcoming Flipper. We're going to see if we can dethrone them, all right, today.
What does it mean to you to go up against them?
We've actually never went against them personally.
Sure.
So it's the strangest thing, because we've been in it about the same time since like 01. So to never have to go up against Reason and Bronco and any one of their Flippers, it's a big deal to be able to dethrone them if we can.
Yeah. Because of the hydraulics, how do you have an advantage in that sense against Bronco?
If it gets to be a super long match, I can continue to flip the whole match. Where his air intake starts going lower and lower and lower the more times he flips. I got the advantage there because I can flip the whole 3 minutes, no problem.
With the clock ticking down on the regular season, there's a different vibe back here in the pits. Fights are getting more intense, the rebuild times are quicker. How are you feeling?
It's crunch time now. I mean, you got to get in the tournament. If you don't do good today, it's going to get tighter and tighter as we move on here.
Bronco knows they're up against a bot that's had a lot of success.
There's no mercy from Hydra!
Yeah, they might be a little rattled, I think. I mean, they had a rough go of it, and it's only going to get worse for them.
We'll see if Jake can claim the title of the most ferocious flipper when Hydra takes on Bronco later tonight.
Thanks, Jenny. Can't wait to see those two go nose to nose. But right now, Warhawk and Copperhead are getting ready to square off inside the box. And we ran into the captain of Warhawk, Rob Farrow. I said, Rob, how you doing? He goes, I'm okay. He said, listen, Chris, I got to be honest with you. We're 2-2 at this point. We haven't played great competition. The good bots we faced, we have lost to. We haven't felt good. So in the eyes of the matchmakers, we're which is exactly what you are when you're 2-2. But he might be feeling a little bit better tonight. Why is that?
Well, Rob Farrow noticed that his regular pistol grip controller was having some interference issues, so he's going with a standard joystick controller for this fight. He hasn't driven the sticks in years, but Rob thinks it's worth the trade-off to avoid any more radio issues here in this one.
In the other corner, you got Zach Goff of Copperhead saying, hey, Rob, shut your pie hole, bro. I'm 1-2 over here. I'm struggling at this point. You know, we looked at that bot at the beginning of the season. It's got that nasty drum spinner on the front. It moves around pretty well. We were thinking, could be a surprise. I think it's been a surprise to us that it's sub 500.
Yeah, that's the problem. He brought in a new bot this year, and that doesn't always go well. We've seen it time and time again. And looking at tail of the tape, these are two powerful vertical spinners. Copperhead has the heavier weapon with that drum, but Warhawk's vertical disc spins faster. The difference to me is Warhawk has the reach advantage, so they'll be looking to use that if their new controller is working.
Farouk, take it away.
In the red square, it knows more about poison than Belle Biv DeVoe. Trust me, you don't want to make this bot your foe. It's driving you out of your mind. One wrong move and you're dead. Never trust a big drum and a smile. It's Copperhead!
Kenny, Copperhead has been knocked out by Kronos and Skorpios. It did win a decision versus Gruff, and I have a feeling they're comfortable because they're built for durability.
Yeah, that's right. They believe they're the more durable bot, and they are ready to go a full 3 minutes.
In the blue square, this bot is on a galaxy quest to instill fear. It will destroy your beryllium sphere. By Grathbar's hammer, this bot is a slammer. Never give up, never surrender. It's Warhawk!
Rob Farrow and Team Warhawk, 2-2, and looking to save their season here tonight.
That's right, this fight is absolutely do or die for both these teams, but Warhawk is really up against it. After making the tournament last season, they do not want to miss out this time around.
Our strategy for Warhawk is going to be real simple. They've got that really long plow up in front. We've got these really sharp, pointy forks, and we can attack that robot from any angle. Doesn't matter. We're going to get right under them and send them through the air. So as long as we get lined up and make connection, it's going to be a great fight for us.
The strategy for Copperhead is two things. It takes some time for the weapon to spin up, so I'm going to try and get to them before it totally does. But if it does spin up, then I'm going to have to take my time, get around to their sides, try not to get head-on-head, because their weapon's heavier than ours, so I'm hoping to outdrive them.
Here we go. One of these teams will keep their tournament hopes alive. The other, better luck next year. But don't go anywhere. Warhawk and Copperhead, they're going to lay it all on the line when we come back on BattleBots Fight Night. Welcome back to BattleBots. Copperhead and Warhawk are about to go head-to-head with one last chance to impress the BattleBots gods. Let the bot battle begin. Head-on collision that goes in the favor of Copperhead. And again. A little pops, and that's a big one.
Forks messed up. Nice.
Copperhead coming out swinging. Those forks on Warhawk are already bent.
Copperhead, that drum spinner goes. Whoa!
Yes.
140 miles an hour and does some nice damage.
That's just the plastic armor on the side, so not a big deal there, but the wedge might be in trouble there for Warhawk.
Let's see if Warhawk can get itself back over. It can drive inverted.
Copperhead has systematically picked Warhawk apart. Those wedges are gone.
And now Copperhead's going after Warstock.
Uh-oh. Here he goes! Warhawk!
It's up on the screws! Now let's see what happens. Remember, those screws reverse. And there it is. Warhawk escapes. Is it hung up on the rail now?
Copperhead with the free shot here, Chris.
Come bump us, come bump us.
But Copperhead more interested in the little guy. Where's the countdown?
10.
The countdown has started.
8. 7.
Look out.
5. 4.
Copperhead with a hit and advanced to finish things off.
That's a knockout.
Oh, man. Warhawk watching its hopes of making the postseason go down the drain. Kenny, that drum spinner of Copperhead finally worked.
Yeah, absolutely. Copperhead showed up at the right time, attacking the flank of Warhawk. Just aggressive driving style. There he is, getting underneath Warhawk, just throwing him all around the battle box.
We've seen that strategy utilized so much this year. You get him near the rails, then you wind it up and boom, let it go.
What a nasty hit there. Copperhead showing what kind of damage and what kind of force it can hit with when it's working properly.
And Warhawk managed to wiggle its way off the screws, but when you get stuck, propped up like that inside the box, you're screwed.
All right, I'm here with Zach Goff of Team Copperhead. It seems like that's the way Copperhead was supposed to work the whole time.
Absolutely, we finally got it. I'm on cloud 9. Design worked as it was intended. That was the exact bot we designed this thing for. So I'm glad to finally see
the bot perform up to expectations.
Now that your bot is working properly, you have a huge win over a very solid team and Team Warhawk. Do you think you could squeak into the postseason?
Ooh, yeah, I'm really hoping for it because we got 2 functional robots ready to go, so we're ready to put on an awesome show for the postseason.
A much-needed win, man. Congratulations.
Thanks so much.
All right. Team Warhawk, I know you made some changes with the controllers. You're used to that pistol grip. You had the joystick out there. Did that make things a little complicated for you out there?
That made it harder for me. I've not driven the stick about 15 years, so, but that's not why we lost. Their bot just managed to get us all damaged up and knock us around.
You guys have been a little inconsistent this season. Are you disappointed?
Yeah, we put a lot of effort this season, and our bot's been real inconsistent. We are disappointed, but we'll be back next year.
Rob, thank you.
All right, here's the great news for Zach Goff and Copperhead. Your bot finally worked. Here's the bad news for Zach Goff and Copperhead. It might be too late.
Yeah, listen, at an even 500, 2-2 record right now, there's so many other great bots out there with that same record or with a better record. So it's going to be difficult, but the fact that they have that bot working and seeing the kind of dominant performance out there, they earned style points. They did it against an excellent team and Team Warhawk as well.
And for Warhawk, that was a pretty good bot a season ago.
Yeah.
Made it all the way into the postseason. That's not going to happen at 2-3 now.
It's going to be extremely difficult anyway, right? I mean, for Rob Farrell, they believe they had a better bot this time around. They've been inconsistent throughout this season, so the struggles continue.
All right, coming up, the reigning champ, Paul Ventimiglia and Bite Force, is looking to finish the season undefeated unless Tom Brewster and Monsoon have anything to say about it. And Jenny Taft spent some time with Team Monsoon back in the pits as they batten down the hatches for that huge fight.
Thanks, guys. Monsoon is coming off a disappointing loss to Valkyrie,
as Monsoon goes flying,
where they suffered extensive damage to their armor plates, wheels, and weapon mount.
Monsoon taking some serious damage, Chris.
And heading into their biggest fight of the year, Tom Brewster is preparing to make a big change.
In terms of your next fight, where are we at?
What we've done is we've put on our thin armor.
Okay.
And that allows us to use our really big 15 horsepower motor.
Oh boy, let me see this thing.
This is the medium motor. As you can see, it's a little bit warm because this is the motor we used last season.
Okay.
This spins up in about 4 seconds, whereas currently we're spinning up in about 9 seconds.
That's a big difference.
So it is. So, you know, swapping to the thin armor gives us the weight to use this, which is a really nice, big, powerful motor, and we know it works. A lot of the big spinners are using this exact one, like Tombstone uses
this
this
is
one.
the same.
Yep. It's a bit of a gamble, but if it pays off, we would have a very powerful weapon going to this fight.
Wow. How are we feeling about facing Bite Force?
They're a scary robot, but at the same time, this is what is probably the best robot on the planet. To get the chance to fight them is amazing.
This is the part of the competition where it's pretty intense.
It is, yes. At this point last season, the only people that really made it to the tournament were those on 3-1 or greater. But, you know, right now there's quite a few on 2-2, so there is a chance that we can make it, but it's a long shot.
Team Monsoon seems prepared, and they'll get their chance to impress the selection committee when they face the defending champ, Bite Force, next on BattleBots Fight Night.
We are back on BattleBots, and time right now for the defending champion Bite Force inside the box against Monsoon from England. We talked to Paul Ventimiglia earlier today. He said, listen, I get it. I'm 3-0, one more win. I'll likely be the #1 seed in the tournament. But in my last fight, went the distance against Hypershock. I saw some things I didn't like, and that could be bad news for Monsoon.
Yeah, that's the problem. Paul Ventimiglia, he's always looking for vulnerabilities in his own bot. With each and every fight, this is a bot that gets stronger, and as a driver, he gets better as well.
Monsoon checks in at 1-2, but I talked to their captain, Tom Brewster. He said, listen, if we can get a win against the reigning champ, that should actually be good enough to get us into the tournament.
That's right. What an opportunity here for Tom and Monsoon against the champ. He wins this, and he's in, no question. I think he's going to really go for it. There's going to be some aggressive driving. The hits should be amazing in this one.
He certainly has to impress in the eyes of the matchmakers out there. Farouk!
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time!
Kenny, Paul Ventimiglia might be the greatest tactician in BattleBots today. What's his plan of attack?
Yeah, absolutely. He wants to avoid the weapon-to-weapon hits here against the very powerful Monsoon. Don't be surprised if you see him peel off and try to get an angle on Monsoon.
Monsoon has been beaten to a pulp in its last two fights. What sort of adjustments is Tom Brewster making?
Well, we already know that he's upped the weapon power significantly, and he's going with a longer blade with that white tip. Tom is throwing the kitchen sink at Paul here, hoping that reach can keep Bite Force at bay.
In the red square, so deadly, it's from Killicon Valley. Hurts worse than Uber during surge pricing. Ding! Your driver, Paul, is just 3 minutes away from totally destroying you. It's Bite Force!
3-0 this year with a knockout of Bronco. It's won decisions against Yeti and Hypershock and Paul Ventimiglia. You have a reason to have all smiles on that face.
Yeah, that's right. For anyone who was hoping that Paul Ventimiglia was only content with 2 world championships here at BattleBots, you're sadly mistaken. This is a guy who's looking for more giant nuts.
In the blue square, if this bot were a nanny, it would be Mary Choppins, because it's super deadly, crashy, twisted, crush you alidocious. It's Monsoon!
Season started out great with a knockout win over Ragnarok, but since then got KO'd by Hypershock, lost a decision to Valkyrie.
Yeah, and don't let that 1-2 record fool you. That is still a very dangerous spot from the UK.
Robots activate.
All right, Kenny, the reigning champ is looking to lock up the #1 seed in the postseason. But does Monsoon have a shot to throw a wrench in his gears?
Like we said, Monsoon is not as weak as their record suggests. Remember, this bot made it to the quarterfinals last year. We know Paul is focused on strengthening his bot for the tournament, but it would be a big mistake to look past Monsoon.
Red team ready. Blue team ready.
Dating back to last season, Bite Force has won an amazing 11 consecutive matches. Let the bot battle begin! Monsoon, that blade looks terrifying. Up to almost 250 miles an hour tip speed, but it's getting pushed around by the champ.
Yeah, Bite Force just so stable, so low to the ground.
Monsoon's gonna have to spin that thing back up to full speed, but I don't even think that bar's working, Kenny!
I think it's gonna be over for Monsoon.
Oh my goodness!
Counting you out.
The countdown's about to kick off. Tom Brewster can only watch as Bite Force claims yet another victim. The champ does it yet again! Paul Ventimiglia records his second straight undefeated regular season. He might not scare you with his bark, but you better watch out for his bite. Force. Kenny, I saw that tip speed on the weapon of Monsoon. I thought Bite Force might be in trouble until I realized it was Bite Force.
Yeah, it definitely looked nasty, and it looked like it had the reach advantage, but Bite Force just so low to the ground. You look at that low base, and Paul Ventimiglia always has a plan, and if that doesn't work, he has another and another and another. Bite Force, just so versatile out there, Chris. All right, I'm here with a Paul Ventimiglia that should be getting used to this. Another win for Bite Force, my man.
It never gets old. It feels good every time. Our team, we've been busting ass these 4 matches in a row. Can't believe we got the 4 wins again. Now we got all of our parents here are cheering us on. We're really excited.
Give us a little breakdown of the fight. You were pretty patient out there.
Yeah, usually I just sort of want to keep the front of them and go at it, but Monsoon's weapon is so powerful, so they know they have the ability, especially with their longer reach, to hit our weapon chain guard. So I was trying to go around a little more patient. Once I saw that one opportunity to go in, go hard, and then as soon as they're uncomfortable, stay on them.
Paul, that's a 12-fight win streak, 13 actually, if you count the Rumble. How proud of you are you of Bite Force and that kind of consistency?
I'm really proud. Just like other robots, we have all sorts of things break. Drive motor, speed controller, things break, but the pit crew keeps it going, so it's better each match.
Do you expect to be the #1 rank in the postseason?
It'd be nice. It's been a few years. We could be up there. I'd hope it's at least the top 3.
For sure. Thank you, Paul.
Thanks, Yeti.
Congrats. Hey. All right, I'm here with Tom Brewster. You guys got hit hard. I know you tried to put more power into that weapon and sacrificed a little bit of armor. Do you think that's ultimately what did you in, or?
Honestly, I don't think. I mean, the armor took the hit at the front at least. The back took a big hit, but it just turned off. I'm not entirely sure what happened. They might have got some wires of something, but it's a disappointing end to our run, but we'll be back next time. So
it was a very different season from last season where you guys found a lot of success. What have you learned from this season?
I think we've learned that the robot needs to be more reliable. We tried a few new things that were maybe a bit risky. You know, we've got our new brushless drive in there. The weapon, again, it held up, but something electrically, I think, went wrong there. So it's honestly a very disappointing end, but hopefully we can come back next time.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Kenny, here's the great news. That dinner reservation you wanted to make, you can. Thanks so much to Bite Force, who knocked out Monsoon in a whopping 46 ticks.
They make it quick, don't they? I mean, this is a different Bite Force than even last season when they won the World Championships, because now they have the knockout power, they have the strategy, they have the driving, their bot is only getting stronger. Bad news for the rest of the team.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. They can one-punch you and stop you with a KO. They can drive circles around you. They're so durable, they can last 3 minutes and win that in a decision. Do you think there's some frustration in the pits where builders are like, now what?
I know, you're not going to find any weakness. I think the only person who's finding the weakness and vulnerability is Paul Ventimiglia. His bot only gets better.
All right, coming up, China's Railgun Max is on fire at 3-0, but Gary Chin of Free Shipping will always be Lord of the Flame. And later tonight, it's an all-out flipping festival. Bronco has been the best flipper around for almost 20 years, but Hydra is gunning to take the throne. That's all next on BattleBots Fight Night. Welcome back to BattleBots. Right now, we've got the Chinese bot, Railgun Max, taking on Gary Chin and Free Shipping. Let's take you inside the box. Here's Farouk.
In the red square, this bot is very violent. This beating won't be silent. It's tricky! It's tricky to fight this bot, to fight this bot, to fight this bot. It's tricky! Free Shipping!
Kenny, is it hot in here, or is it just Gary Chin?
Oh, it's definitely Gary. 1-2, but they're coming off a huge upset of Bronco. We've always known Gary as a great driver, but he really took it to a new level in that fight, and I bet we'll see more of that in this one.
In the blue square, from Shanghai, it'll bring the power like the movie Rush Hour. Kung Fu you till you're black and blue, a la Jackie Chan. till you go all Chris Tucker. Which one of y'all kicked me, man? It's Railgun Max.
Railgun Max, captained by Elaine Wu, one of the big surprises of 2019, 3-0 coming into this fight, and has a chance to finish the year undefeated, Kenny.
Absolutely. This is a team that has done very well in China, and they've really impressed me in their rookie season at BattleBots. That egg beater drum is so powerful, and it keeps getting better with every fight.
I've heard that their weapon is pretty strong, but not all that reliable. You can only take a few hits, and then something goes wrong with it. So we beat them by hitting that weapon and surviving that hit, and then try to get them over the rail. Pretty confident that we'll beat Railgun Max today, but you never know what they're bringing to the table.
Gary is one of the best drivers in the universe. So if we win, it's like, we're gonna look so good. Free shipping has like less surface to put the wedge in. And we also make a longer wedge for our boat, a thinner but longer one. So when we go against his wedge, we might get under their wedge first. And then our egg beater can do the work.
All right, Kenny, Railgun Max looking to protect their unbeaten record. But Gary Jin, the dude loves to bring chaos when he steps inside the box.
Yeah, that's right. Free shipping with Gary Jin behind the wheel is a level of competition that Railgun Max hasn't seen before here at BattleBots. This is going to be a big test for Railgun Max, and you know the selection committee will be watching closely.
Let the bot battle begin! Nice smash by Railgun Max with that egg beater weapon in the front. It's heavy, it's nasty.
Right now, the front forks of free shipping able to get underneath, but now it's Railgun Max getting underneath doing some damage.
That was on its own little mini bot, Platypus. Seems to be okay. Thanks for asking. Now back to the fight. Oh, nice head-on collision and good flip. Let's see if Gary Jin gets back over. That was like when we used to learn things as kindergartners in gymnastics class. Remember that?
That was high-level gymnastics in my book, though, Chris.
Oh, that flame getting right in the face of Railgun Max.
Oh!
I didn't know we were in Burning Man, Kenny. And Gary Jin trying to get under that beast. Instead, it gets popped and taken for a ride to the rail.
What a fight here. Back and forth they go. Railgun Max going tit for tat with free shipping.
Oh, and he's got free shipping right in the corner. That's a dangerous spot, but Gary Jin went on the
Another nice hit by Railgun Max and a beautiful flip from free shipping.
It seems so easy for Gary, but I guess he is Gary Jin after all.
Free shipping has to be careful with that little mini bot.
Oh, nice. A bit of synchronized breakdancing there. Gary Jin drives right over Platypus and it gets in the face of Railgun Max. That's a good hit. Free shipping has gotten Railgun Max against the rails.
Oh, he's about to take him for a ride here.
Oh, he's trying to flip him out.
Screws.
He's trying to flip him out of the arena, Kenny. And Railgun Max drives away, tries to reload its weapon so it could do some damage.
Gary had his forks back, Chris. That's why he wasn't able to do it.
Oh! Nice job by Railgun Max to undress the veteran.
Gary now going back to the flames.
Closing in on 1 minute when the kill saws will become active. A very even fight at this point. Who can step it up? Railgun Max trying to get to the back, but Gary Jin and free shipping won't allow it.
This is some excellent driving back and forth as Gary tries to get the flame going, unable to.
Oh, it looks like he's got a gas problem. You smell that? Free shipping with 43 ticks left. Gets popped in the air again and again.
Uh-oh.
Free Shipping just lost a wheel, but Railgun Max's weapon is down, Chris. Free Shipping can still drive on 3 wheels, but Railgun with no primary weapon for the rest of this fight.
Well, we know Gary Jin loves a shoving match, Kenny, and now he has less than 30 seconds to get the all-important KO. Can Gary Jin pull it off? Now under 20. Free Shipping trying to get underneath Railgun Max and take him for a ride. Now chasing him around the box.
There he is.
He's got him. Takes Railgun Max into the rails. Final few ticks. The pulverizer finally comes into play, and that'll do it. An outstanding match, which goes to the judges' scorecard. Railgun Max feels as though it was victorious and should improve to 4-0. But will Gary Jin end up getting the decision?
That was a very close fight, Chris. Really could have gone either way.
All 3 judges are former BattleBots participants. In the foreground, Derek Young, followed by Lisa Winter and Jason Bardis, scoring on a 7-point system. Up to 3 points can be awarded for damage, 2 for aggression, and 2 more for control. Kenny, what'd you see in the early going?
Well, this was a nice hit there from Free Shipping, able to avoid that primary weapon of Railgun Max. And then it was Railgun Max getting underneath, landing some hits on the underbelly of Free Shipping.
That egg beater weapon is so ferocious on Railgun Max.
It absolutely is, and Elaine Wu used it well. They took it to Free Shipping, got some hits, and ripped off a few pieces of the bot, but Gary did what Gary does. He kept driving, dictated the pace, and stayed aggressive.
Now, what about Free Shipping disabling the primary weapon of Railgun Max? Does that give Gary an edge?
It's hard to say. Clearly, both bots did a lot of damage here. Taking down their weapon is big, but in a lot of these hits, Free Shipping came out looking worse for the wear. Gary Jin definitely controlled the very end of the fight, taking Railgun Max into the rails and under the pulverizer here, but you never know what can happen when you leave it in the hands of the judges.
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this with a decision from the judges on BattleBots Fight Night. All right, welcome back to BattleBots. Free Shipping and Railgun Max just went the distance in a nail-biter, and Farouk is standing by with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the results from the judges are in. We have a split decision. Judge Lisa scored the battle for Free Shipping. Judge Jason scored the battle for Railgun Max. Judge Derek scored the battle for the winner. Free Shipping!
Gary, that was a close one. Did you think you did enough there?
I wasn't really sure because they had us up in the air, had us upside down. Luckily, our self-rider was actually working this time, so we kept the fight going, went the full 3 minutes. But yeah, Railgun Max, real tough robot.
Give us an assessment of the fight.
I was constant action. That was one of the shortest 3-minute bouts I've ever been in. So never a dull moment, kept going. They were very nice. They let us try to use that self-rider instead of attacking while we were upside down and making sure it was a nice, clean fight.
There's been some big wins late. Gary, congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, I'm here with Team Railgun Max. Did you guys think you did enough to get the win there?
Yes, of course, we did a lot, and it was the best fight we ever had since we got here. And this 3 minutes, I don't know, it's just like a full 3 minutes, and it's so amazing. We didn't waste any second to do whatever, like wasting, but we are fighting all the time. So even we lost, I think it's still a good game, and we made a good show. I hope everybody likes it.
Absolutely, it was another great fight from Railgun Max. You guys are 3-1 at this point. You didn't get the win there, but it's looking very promising that you're gonna make it into the postseason. How excited are you for that?
I don't know. We're just gonna go back, check our bows, and get ready, and come back and kick some asses. You know, yay, Railgun Max!
Good job. Good job.
Always a tough one when you go to the judges' scorecard. How did you see it?
Listen, that was a close fight.
Yep.
Easily could have gone either way. The fact that Railgun Max's weapon was disabled was probably the difference.
So Gary Jin's bot improves to 2-2. It won its last 2 bouts over Bronco, and now Railgun Max. I don't know, in the eyes of the matchmakers out there, what do you think?
Listen, 2-2 is not where you want to be, but he finished with 2 solid wins after losses to 2 top bots. He might have a chance.
I love Elaine Wu's personality. She has embraced the experience here at BattleBots, but what about her bot? Railgun Max, 3-1. There's going to be a lot of good bots in the mix there.
Yeah, without a doubt, but I think they've done enough. Again, so impressive.
Yep.
This team from China to come all the way overseas and do this well in its debut season. I'm just blown away.
All right, the selection committee will determine the fates of both those bots. And in the meantime, Skorpios is searching for their 4th win, facing off against Uppercut and the undergrads from MIT. And after that, it's the main event. Jenny Taft is in the pits with Bronco, who's gearing up for the flip-off against Hydra.
Hey, Xander.
Hey.
How will you attack Hydra?
It's flipper against flipper, and we've never really gone up against a serious flipper before, so it's going to be a big ground game, who gets under who, and I expect both robots to have some airtime.
In terms of the rebuild, where's the bot at?
We mostly worked on making sure that we had a nice sharp spatula on the front there that's filed down to a very sharp point. The rest of it, we mostly just wanted to make sure that if they got under us, it didn't get much purchase.
Okay.
So it's kind of roundy armor that allows us to skitter off of things and hopefully keep our wheels from getting damaged at all. This is really important. We very much need to start getting some wins so that we can get into the top 16 and hopefully compete in the tournament.
The anticipation in the pits for this one is enormous. Everyone is talking about this matchup, and everyone has an opinion on who's going to take the throw.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. Hydra and Bronco.
You got the 2 best flippers. I wanted to see this match since we got here.
I think Hydra.
Hydra!
I think Bronco is going to win.
Hydra, definitely.
I gotta go with the Kings, Bronco. They've had a rough start so far, but they're gonna come out airmailing somebody.
I think Hydra.
Bronco is a lot more tested, proven robot.
You're never gonna know who's gonna win that until it happens. We were able to beat Bronco, but we lost to Hydra, so you gotta give it to Hydra.
It's Bronco. They're supposed to be doing really well, and they're just having a terrible year. Meanwhile, Hydra's kicking ass and taking names and ripping robots apart. So, I mean, who do you think's gonna win?
Talking to the builders, Hydra seems to have the edge, but we all know that someone is going flying. We'll find out which flipper will reign supreme later tonight on BattleBots Fight Night.
Welcome back to BattleBots. Up next, Skorpios is trying to join the ranks of 4-0 bots this year. They're facing off against Uppercut, led by Alex Hattori, and these two have some history. Both captains are 2 of the best yo-yo players in the world, and Zach Lytle admitted that Alex has beaten him in yo-yo competitions many times. So he's fighting for an awful lot here, a lot on the line and some personal redemption too.
Absolutely. Keep in mind, Skorpios is the veteran here. Zach Lytle's driving has been relentless, and they've been impressive so far.
How about the kids from Uppercut? We've seen a bunch of MIT students in the box over the years, but usually they're graduate students. This is a team made up of undergrads. In fact, one of them still taking exams being administered by a proctor while he's working on the bot here. They didn't know what to expect this season, but they're 2-1. If they win this one, 3-1, and they beat Skorpios, maybe the round of 16.
That would be very incredible for their rookie season, and Alex has bested Zach before, but yo-yos are a little different than robots. Uppercut is going to have to do everything they can to avoid getting pushed all over the box by Skorpios here.
Skorpios says we are now an elite bot. I'll believe him if they go 4-0. Let's check it out. Farouk.
Square. You know the thriller in Manila and the rumble in the jungle. And now it's time for this bot to make you crumble. Welcome to the melee in LA. It's Uppercut.
The undergrads from Uppercut, hard at work passing their exams. What do you think they're getting quizzed on, Kenny?
Well, I hope it's some sort of physics.
Did you actually take physics?
Come on, Chris. Just like Uppercut, I'm more than just a powerful puncher.
In the blue square. This is a Farouk on Skorpios. Oh, look who's back for Morpius. To get hard Skorpios, it's gonna be a civil warpius with lots of blood and Skorpios. But if anyone can beat this Phobius, it's the one and only Skorpios!
Skorpios with knockout wins over Copperhead and Sidewinder also earned a decision over Tantrum. What do they think of these smart kids?
Well, Skorpios says, you know what? Let them punch, because when they're punching, they're very unstable. That's where we're going to hit them and flip them over.
Uppercut has the same strategy. We're going to spin up our blade to full speed, get to the center of the arena, and just hopefully hit them. We've actually swapped out our fist to a more serious blade this time. The new blade is just a bar with a very large tooth. It has a more effective cutting geometry than the fist. Our robot's spinning up faster than ever, so we're very confident that it'll spin up in this fight. Whoever gets under the first time is the one who has the better chance of winning the fight.
He's got his weapon motors on the top of the robot, and they're just under a little bit of sheet metal. And the hammer saw can press that right in and stall his weapon. He's a little jittery. So I'm gonna wait for a few screws to come loose, for the batteries to go down a little bit, and then we're gonna make our move. He's going to be in a world of hurt when that happens.
All right, Skorpios is looking to stay undefeated in its last regular season fight. What's the strategy, Kenny?
Well, all the pressure is on Zach Lytle right now because his driving of Skorpios is the key. Uppercut is most dangerous when they're in the middle of the box, so he needs to bully those college kids into the rails.
Red team ready. Blue team ready.
Let the bot battle begin. Uppercut, not quite sure which way to go there. Oh.
Skorpios already dealing with a torn right tire. They're both tires.
They've got two flats. Oh, no! This is the first time all season we've seen Skorpios take this sort of destruction.
Wait for it. Wait for the hit.
Oh, goodness!
There you go. Down and back up.
And it's only 20 seconds in, Kenny.
Well, it's amazing. Those wheels have been exposed for a while. Only Team Uppercut have been able to take advantage of it.
Oh! But Skorpios self-rights beautifully. The question is, will it be able to get enough power to do any damage against Uppercut?
I don't even think the driving of Zach Lytle is going to save Skorpios at this time. Skorpios made a huge mistake going straight at that weapon. Instead of attacking the sides, took some huge hits, and now they're seeing stars.
There's a side. That'll do the trick. Nice job by Alex Hattori and his crew.
Hit him in the butt if you can.
Uh-oh, looks like the right tire of Uppercut also dealing with some issues there.
Another serious shot.
Skorpios is failing.
Is that smoke coming out of Skorpios, or is that dust?
It's a smoke and fire. I see fire in there as well, Chris.
I gotta be honest, the BattleBots floor looks kind of like my shop class with Bobby Oslin back in 6th grade. Sawdust all over the floor, although that's not sawdust. And now Skorpios isn't moving.
At 10.
And it's getting counted out.
8.
The kid from
7,
Massachusetts
6,
just took Skorpios to
5,
school.
4,
Your move, Chief.
3,
Your move.
2, 1. That's a knockout.
How about the kids from MIT?
Good job. Good
job, excellent job.
That is a KO!
Wow.
Kenny, this fight changed with really one early hit.
Listen, that's all it takes here in the battle box. You get one good shot, and the timing is right. It could change the fight completely, and that's exactly what happened for Team Uppercut.
They said they were just hoping to hit Skorpios, but that looked like pinpoint accuracy.
Zach Lytle, the captain of Skorpios, said, listen, my bot is all about movement and precision, and once he blew that tire early on, it was a different story.
Without a doubt, very similar to Hypershock. If they can't move well, they take away their speed, and from there, they're extremely limited with what they could do there in the battle box.
So Skorpios goes from 3-0 to facing a knockout and Uppercut. Go celebrate, smart kids!
All right, I'm here with the team from MIT that only gets stronger. Man, that was an unbelievable fight.
Yeah, it was a fantastic fight. We were pretty afraid of their robot because they're undefeated, they're a very experienced team, and they're excellent drivers, so we just didn't really know what would happen in this match.
You guys went right for those exposed tires. Was that a big-time part of the strategy?
The strategy was just to hit anything we could, so.
Now, you guys are both 3-1. You just beat Skorpios, who was looking as like one of the favorites out there. Do you think you should be ranked higher than them?
We have no idea how the rankings work, but we're happy with how we're doing, so.
All right, a very humble Team Uppercut. Well done.
Thank you.
All right, I'm here with Zach Lytle of Team Skorpios. You guys were looking pretty unbeatable. What happened there, man?
I came out too strong. He caught one of my wheels, and Skorpios' biggest thing is his movement. And once we lost that, it was an uphill battle.
Now, is that something you look to try to protect as you potentially get into the postseason?
I've always been very against wheel guards. They generally get pinched in, and then you have something dragging on your robot. So I just got to improve my driving and got to keep them away from those saws.
Well, you guys are 3-1. I think you guys should get into the top 16, still enjoy a pretty good ranking, right?
Absolutely. We can get this thing back together and we'll be ready for more.
All right, Zach, well done, man. Good fight.
Okay, so big picture here. This is their last chance to impress the selection committee. You heard Skorpios pre-fight saying 4-0, that's reserved for elite bots out there like Bite Force and maybe a Tombstone, which already lost earlier this season. Now they fall to 3-1. Uppercut's 3-1, and they lost to Uppercut. There's only 16 spots here, Kenny.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for a lot of these teams to get into the top 16.
Yeah.
I imagine that both of these teams will find themselves in that top 16. But again, you were talking about Skorpios looking ahead to 4-0. Don't look too far ahead. Focus on what's in front of you. Just that, and here they are, 3-1.
And how about Alex Hattori, real quickly? 21 years old. He wouldn't bite on your question. You asked him,
too humble.
Should you be ranked ahead of those guys?
I don't know how the process works.
Exactly. Could you do? Those are wicked smart kids. All right, coming up, the wait is finally over. Hydra and Bronco are about to throw down for the title of the finest flipper. Let's take one last look at tonight's main event.
3 different bots. Warhawk. Oh! Free shipping.
Unbelievable.
Petunia.
Oh!
And he just broke the clock monitor. They all get knocked out by Hydra. Is there any bot that can stop you?
Listen to the roar. They love this flipper bot.
It's Bronco!
Holy fucking Bronco, Batman!
I love Bronco. I love Reason. I mean, that's why we made a flipper to begin with.
That's one of the greatest flips we've ever seen right there.
For us, we're pretty honored to see a team making another flipper, you know, in this day of spinners. Nobody's really done a successful hydraulic flipper before.
You've been touting this as the strongest flipper in the competition. Oh, there's no mercy from Hydra!
We're gonna give Bronco all the run for their money.
He is the flipper on the BattleBots Mount Rushmore.
What's at stake is taking down the legend.
Oh!
Now we're bringing in a hydraulic bot, and we're gonna show them what a real flipper does.
Bronco has been hearing the rumors about Hydra, and it is back to prove it is the baddest flipper on the planet.
There's obviously a lot of pride on the line, and to go up against the new flipper.
When you can show the guy who's been flipping bots for years how a true flipper is supposed to work, that's going to be so much reward just in itself.
Undefeated Team Hydra.
Obviously, there's going to be talk of the dethroning of Bronco. We're not as concerned about that.
I do think we're the new flipper on the block, and I think Bronco thinks that too. He's shaking his boots.
That's all coming your way on BattleBots Fight Night.
Hattori and I have a very long history.
I'm the 6-time U.S. National Yo-Yo Champion.
But now he's entered my house, and it's my turn to beat him.
Are you ready?
It's go time, Kenny.
It's Skorpios!
There you see the speed of Skorpios right out of the gate, Kenny.
It's Uppercut!
Oh, but Uppercut with a counter punch. Skorpios is on a deadly attack. And another shot by Uppercut to pour salt in the wound. Skorpios pouring it on at the end of this fight. Oh, Alex Hattori. Holy smokes.
Woo! Very, very impressive.
All right, we are back on BattleBots. We love this next matchup. It's the Battle of the Flippers. Bronco is taking on Hydra, and at the beginning of the season, I would have thought the records would be flipped. You thought maybe Hydra would be winless, and Bronco would be the one that's tasting 4-0 perhaps. But Hydra has been one of the best bots so far this season. We talked to Jake Ewert. He said, listen, not one of the best bots. I've been the best bot. I've been the best driver. I put on the best show. I ain't gonna disagree with him.
He's not lacking any confidence, is he? And I think that's warranted. We've seen time and again how difficult it is to bring a new machine into BattleBots. Not to mention, this is the first time there's even been a discussion about another flipper that's as good as Bronco. We know very well that Jake thinks he has the better flipper, and the records this year are on his side, but this matchup right here is the true test.
I got to say the most shocking story of the 2019 season is what's happened to Bronco. You could call it bad luck, you could call it faulty metal, call it a changing of the guard. Any way you slice it, Kenny, it's been a tough year for Xander and Reason.
Listen, it's been a little of everything. There's no shame in the loss to Bite Force. Chalk up the loss to free shipping to that bad batch of titanium. They performed much better against Huge, but still weren't able to get the win. They need to get it done here tonight. If not to make the tournament, then for bragging rights.
Yeah, it would still be a long shot at 1-3, but you got to get at least one. Let's see if they can. Farouk.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our main event. Are you ready? It's robot fighting time!
Bronco knocked out by Bite Force, lost a decision to free shipping and another decision to Huge. This is a stunned squad.
Yeah, I mean, I'm stunned by just what has happened in 2019 for Team Bronco. Every time they compete, they're one of the favorites. They've been recognized as the most powerful flipping bot in BattleBots history, and that's about to get put to the test here tonight.
With 3 knockouts so far over free shipping, Warhawk and Petunia. Jake Ewert's got this thing humming.
Yeah, that's right, but that 3-0 comes against 3 middle-tier bots, and now he's facing one of the greatest robots of all time. Jake, you wanted to prove that Hydra's legit? Here's your shot.
In the red square, when it flips and kicks, you'll be through. This is one tough buckaroo. It has no flaws, it breaks laws, and it shouts out, yee-haw! versus one horse box, Bronco.
Kenny, Bronco looking to change things up.
Yeah, that's right. They want to take it slow, kind of feel out the process a little bit, then look to get underneath Hydra and get at least one flip off. They believe if they flip Hydra, Hydra does not have the capability to self-right.
In the blue square, this Wisconsin flipper will make a great cow tipper. It'll utterly defeat you if you make one wrong move. It's Hydra!
And what did Jake Ewart have to say about not being able to self-right?
Well, he didn't deny it, but he did say, I'm not gonna need it.
He also said the first hit will be huge in this fight. Here we go, Kenny. In 3 minutes or less, one flipper will stand alone at the top of the mountain. Will Hydra take it to the legend? Or will Bronco kick the new kid off the block?
Ready.
Let the flip off begin.
Hydra trying to get around to the side of Bronco. Not what Bronco wants there. Oh!
But look at Bronco flipping itself back over. Jake Ewart told us that's exactly what he wanted to do, just stay on Bronco the whole time. And you can see bits of Bronco already falling all over the box.
Oh! That's a huge flip right there, Chris Rose.
Unbelievable. Bronco keeps getting flipped. And Hydra's going to try and throw him out of the box. He's got him hung up. Is there any way that Reason Bradley can get himself off of the rails? And Hydra's cleaning up his mess as well.
Bronco, welcome to the Hydra era. Wow.
10, here comes the countdown.
9,
Reason Bradley
7,
can just watch
6,
as his season
5,
goes down
4,
in
3, 2, 1. That's a knockout.
Wow. Oh my goodness, dude.
Team Hydra celebrating with the fans.
Damn.
A changing of the guard, a passing of the torch, whatever you want to call it. There's a new flipper in town. And boy, doesn't it feel flippin' fantastic. Kenny, what a show put on by Hydra.
Yeah, without a doubt. They were just getting underneath Bronco repeatedly with every exchange. And look at that shot. That was like 18, 20 feet up in the air. Ridiculous.
There's a saying in sports that low man wins. So true here.
Yeah, that's a 250-pound machine getting flipped 18, 20 feet up in the air. When it drops into a metal floor like the BattleBox, bad things happen.
And it just got ugly at the end as there was nothing that Reason Bradley could do but just watch.
Listen, there's a lot of bots back in the pits shaking in their shoes right now. Hydra, dominant over a legend in Bronco. All right, I'm here with Jake Ewart, and just a new level of flipping bot in Hydra. There's a new flipping sheriff in town.
I'm glad we got underneath him and could flip him up. And he's a good bot, he really is. But I mean, once you win the wedge war, it doesn't matter what kind of flipper you got.
So you were just simply lower than him?
Exactly.
It seemed like you were also faster out there as well.
No, he's definitely the faster bot. I was just, you know, I can turn on a dime, so I
can be in control most of the bot.
You're 4-0 right now. There's not many other bots that are undefeated at 4-0. Where do you think this puts you?
It gives us a good chance to get in the tournament.
I mean, that's for sure. Do you think you're a top 4 bot, Jake?
I better be.
It's been very impressive, man. Well done. Unbelievable. Congrats. All right, so it was going to be an interesting fight. Obviously, 2 amazing flippers out there. What happened?
He definitely just got under us there and got a big flip on us, and he does turn quick, so I was trying to get under him and just couldn't, so he kind of stuck under there and got us up into the wall where we couldn't knock ourselves out. There's not many places that happens, but...
You guys have had some bad luck, some tough matchups. Where do you go from here? What kind of changes do you see in Bronco in the future?
Yeah, it's tough. This year's been brutal. Last year we opened up and went 6-0, and this year we've just had losses. We've made some small changes, nothing big. We've never been more prepared, so we've got some stuff to rethink for sure and figure out where to go from here. So,
you guys are still legends, and we hope to see you in the future.
Great, thanks.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Look, up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a Bucks Bronco. What a show put on by Hydra.
Unbelievable. Again, there's levels to this game, and to see a bot like Hydra come in here and defeat in dominant fashion another legendary bot in Bronco, it was almost hard to see. You know, it was kind of the passing of the torch, and again, this game evolves.
There's only one bot right now that is 4-0 with 4 knockouts like that, where we're doing aerial acrobatics and stuff, and that's a wow factor for the matchmakers.
Yeah, absolutely. The way I see it right now, I see Bite Force and Hydra with the eventual collision. How good would that be?
Oh, that would be so tasty. Let's take a step back, though. Bronco, regular season, 0-4. If I had bet my mortgage on that at the beginning of the season, you know what I'd be doing? I'd be
Impossible!
Going, Kenny, can I stay on your couch for like the next 20 years, please? Right? You didn't see that coming.
No, not at all, and you can't stay at my place.
That's right. So, big picture, what did we see tonight? Bite Force finishes the season a perfect 4-0. Hydra as well, you got to think they're headed for 2 of the top seeds in the tournament. Copperhead and Uppercut both picked up big wins to keep their tournament hopes alive.
Chris, I was so impressed by Uppercut tonight. Those MIT undergrads came out and aced their test against Skorpios. That vertical spinner has taken a lot of people by surprise, and they just might sneak their way into the tournament.
Jenny, what'd you see back in the pits?
Well, guys, after his opening loss to Bite Force, Greg Gibson has been on a tear, and everyone in the pits has taken notice. Yeti is a bot no one is going to want to face as we get closer to that tournament bracket.
Yeti is looking primed for another tournament run. All right, next time we see you, we will start the postseason. It is so much fun. The tournament, it's one and done. So much pressure, so much excitement. We cannot wait to bring it to you. So for Jenny Taft, Farouk, my man Kenny Florian, I'm Chris Rose. We'll see you next time on BattleBots.